Today is National Only Child Day. Let's celebrate the millions of amazing people who grew up without siblings. Let's also talk about what it's like to be an only child. Blanca Cobb is a body language expert with a master's in psychology. Blanca, what are a few of the advantages of being an only child?
There are several advantages to being an only kid. Look, you can get undivided attention from your parents, which means you tend to end up being closer, have a stronger relationship with your parents. When you don't have siblings, excuse me, you're learning to become independent sooner at a younger age. You're more resourceful much earlier compared to other kids. And when there's less competition for your parents' time, attention, and resources, what happens is a lot of only kids get to do some really cool things because they don't have to share.
That's true. A lot of only children I know are very good at talking with adults because they're used to having those adult conversations. Sometimes you will hear only children discuss what they feel are disadvantages of being an only child.
Yeah, some perceived disadvantages is that they spend a lot of alone time together when parents are busy or parents are working because they don't have any siblings. So that also means that they're playing by themselves. With siblings, you're learning social interactions, how to get along, how to compromise. So only children really have to learn that from classmates, play dates, and when they're part of sports team. And you don't really have somebody who has your back. You can see siblings that even though they may squabble at home, but out in public, they really do support each other. And it's really nice to have that. And so what that means is that only kids sometimes have to make extra effort in developing really strong friendships. And one thing to consider is that when only children are older and their parents age, a lot of times that burden falls only on themselves and they can't spread it or share it with their siblings.
Yeah, we have a little neighbor boy who's close to our kids in age, and we try to include him in a lot of our outdoor activities, and I know his parents really appreciate that because it's a group of friends. So what is a common misconception about being an only child?
That only children, for some reason, are socially awkward, and this is definitely not always the case. Just because they spend time alone doesn't mean they don't have strong communication skills. As we talked about earlier, only children are around adults more, whether their own parents or their parents' friends, which means they really learn how to communicate strongly in a different way, sometimes in a more mature way than kids who have siblings.
All right, this is an interesting discussion. We are celebrating the only children in the world today. You can continue this conversation with Blanca on her Facebook page, Blanca Cobb, body language expert.